V'ayim b'rabos lich lecha sof parsha mem daled sheshlosha umus lo nasan lo ad lo asi lavo. That there's so it's in the Medrash that there's 3 nations that were not given until the time to come. Kini kiniz kadmoni, just like said before. Edom, Moab, and the Plishtim, like we said in the other Medrash on top here. Shiva Umos Nasanlo. There was only 7 nations given to Avraham. Achshav now. And it's explained that the 7 nations are to purify the 7 lower attributes of the Midos. Aval Umos Nasanlo Achshav Aval. So, but the intellectual concepts of the spheros, of the shvira, of the breaking of the vessels, the intellectual levels were not given to purify the Chochmah Bina Das in a complete way. So, if those 3 nations then that we mentioned before, Edom and the Plishtim and Moab. So the Plishtim then are part of the purification of the Yemos HaMashiach, of the 3 intellectual levels. For this it says that Hashem did not allow them to go the way of the land of the Plishtim. For this reason, and therefore He did not allow them yet. Also Nicham from Lashon Tanchumin of comfort. Did not have a complete comfort from the land of Plishtim, because the shvira of the Gimel Rishonos, that is not a complete shvira, but it's not a complete nechama either until the purified and the Yemos HaMashiach B'Rabbos Parshas Beshalach. But the opposing concept is of lo nicham elokim derech eretz Plishtim is nachmu ami. When you have a complete comfort, al yidei she'itin lehem gam bira Gimel Rishonos chulu, through not only purifying and elevating the emotional spheres of Chesed, Gvura, Tiferes, Netzach, Yesod, but also purifying the Gimel Rishonos of Plishtim and Edom and Moab. That's why we'll say that Yerushalayim, which was a Plishti city, will be sitting in without walls and in a spread out way, through the purification of the Plishtim. Mavoy HaMefulash, that Plishtim is from the language of Mefulash, of open, in an open way, that the concept of Yerushalayim, in the time to come, being Prazos, is also the concept of purification of the Mefulash, of the spreading out way of the Plishtim. That when that is purified, so also Yerushalayim will be spread out, just like the Plishtim is the language of spread out. Yismach Yisrael ba'osav, and Yisrael will rejoice in their Maker. And so that's the end of the pasuk, that Yisrael will rejoice in their Maker. That you'll have a complete rejoicing, but now you won't have a complete rejoicing. Haim b'Rabbos Parshas Achrei, Parsha Kaf, B'Sefer Karakemach Arech Simcha. Look in the Karakemach when it talks, and I think that's from the B'Chaye. When he talks about Simcha, al pasuk tzidkas per zona b'Yisrael, also the concept of tzedakah being spread out in Yisrael. Shirashirim Rabba Pazagan Naul Chulu Shalachayich Pradis Rimonim Huva Kanal B'Shem Rabbos Parshas Beshalach B'Midbar Parsha Beis Chulu. So he says that Gan Naul was already mentioned, that Medrash, even though this talks about it as well. Zohar Chelik Aleph Lech Lecha Daf Pei Beis of Uman Beis of Pasuk Vayitzav Alav Paro Anashim Vishalchu. So in Lech Lecha, when it talks how Paro sent him, so it also says Vayishlechu. So Levaya Avdulei B'chol Arad Mitzrayim. So the Zohar HaKadosh says that they escorted him throughout the land of Egypt. Amar Le Kuchibrichu Hachiat Zamin Lemeva Libnoi. That this is also what you're going to do in the future to my sons. At Toziflon Marach, meaning Hashem Kadosh Baruch Hu is talking to Paro, that he's also going to do this to the descendants. At Toziflon Marach, you're going to escort them with treasures out of the land. Paro is going to send them out of the land. That he's going to escort them from the entire land, and to give them and to inherit them from the entire land, to kick them out of the land. Why is this needed? Amar Rabbi Shimon says that it's all supernal secret. By Avram it says that Avram went out of Egypt. Because Avram went down into the Klippos, into Egypt, and he was not seduced by it. And through this he went up, he was elevated afterwards. That caused him afterwards, he was elevated because he went down there, because he was not seduced and he came out, so he was elevated. That this is also the concept of when you do not do something negative, you're able to go higher than just doing something positive. The fact that you were tested and it came out okay, it's a higher light. So Abraham was elevated by the fact that he went down to Mitzrayim the same way, through bending the other side, the side of evil. And look in Torah Or, when it says that Avram went up from Mitzrayim, and this is also the concept of Beshalach Paro, that we went down into Mitzrayim and we came out with an elevation. And there's also the concept of the rows amongst the thorn bushes. Israel, when we left Mitzrayim, that is to say that when a just like a rose, that when the thorns are giving it a trouble, or poking, that specifically amongst the thorn bushes, that's where the rose is able to grow properly. So too the godly soul amongst the other daughters. Shem Nefesh Bahamis, that the other daughters refers to the animalistic soul. That the Nefesh Bahamis is compared to these thorn bushes that cover, that darken the forest where the rose grows. To specifically through the elevation of the godly soul, that it does in the bending and the changing of the animalistic soul, and through that it's able to have an elevation. So this is similar to the concept of going down into Egypt, the rose that goes amongst the thorn bushes, or the godly soul that is amongst enclosed within the animalistic soul. All of it's the same concept. And again, so this is the concept of Paro sent the nation. We were elevated, similar to how Avraham was escorted by Paro, sent out, elevated in a way of elevation. Tzidkas Pirazono B'Yisrael. Aki Amar Elokim, Parshas Ve'era Daf Kaf Hesam Amud Beis. Look over there in the Zohar Kadosh. Beshalach Paro, Parsha Beshalach, Daf Mem Hamad Aleph, Mamar Mekomos.